Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for January 10th through the 16th. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You may stumble upon this video outside of the time frame that I mentioned. Don't you worry your pretty little head. You found it whenever it was time for you to hear the messages in it. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the Libra collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, but take what does and leave what doesn't. So we're going to see what messages are coming in here for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle. Okay, one more. I don't have a set number of times I shuffle. I just shuffle until the cards feel ready, until the energy feels right. First card coming up here for you, my darlings, is the Ten of Cups. All right, I can't remember who else started off with the Ten of Cups. It may have been Virgo, oddly enough. If you have a Virgo placement, then this is going to be a double whammy for you. I shuffled very thoroughly. You guys saw me shuffle. And I've done readings in between this one and Virgo's reading. So there's a similar energy here. Because it came up for them, maybe some of you are dealing with a Virgo. You might have a Virgo placement to where this message is being emphasized. Now, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings for love and romance. Therefore, they see the Ten of Cups and they immediately think of marriage and babies, right? And that can be the case for some of you. Don't get me wrong. That could be an area of your life that's really blossoming right now. You might be manifesting that. But if you're new to this channel, in the weekly forecasts, I want to focus on you and your energy and less on other people. I do the love reading separate. The weekly messages are about you, okay? And so your journey, your process. So we're going to look at Ten of Cups in the broader scope of things. The tarot is very beautiful. It has many layers. Each card has many layers. It's not always going to be cut and dried to where it only means this one specific thing every single time. It depends on the other cards. It depends on the energy. It depends on what we're asking. Ten of Cups is about happiness and fulfillment in every area of your life. And back in the day, that was marriage and babies, right? That's what it was to be well taken care of and successful and secure. But today in modern times, security has a lot of different faces, right? And there are a lot of different ways to establish that contentment and that fulfillment and that security. For some people, it might be marriage and babies. For other ones of you, you're not interested, or you've been there, you've done that, and you're in a different phase of your life right now. Whatever your happily ever after is, Ten of Cups is saying you're going to have your happily ever after. So this could be, having time to explore your talents and hobbies and interests and creative endeavors. This could be living off the grid. This could be learning to live off the land. This could be, retiring somewhere. It can be many different things for many different people. But Ten of Cups is happiness in every area of your life. And a lot of the times, Ten of Cups comes up for me in my readings because you're dealing with a situation, or you have this mindset that Spirit is telling you you need to correct your mindset, which is the mindset of settling when we tell ourselves, oh, well, I guess you can't have everything, right? When I'm successful in my career and money is good, my personal life is suffering. When my personal life and family life is great, my career suffers. Or if I'm really focusing on my spirituality and I'm really vibing spiritually, it becomes really difficult to find a romantic partner who can keep up with me. And you feel like you have to sacrifice between spirituality and relationship. And Spirit is saying this is not true. All your cups can be full. You don't have to pick and choose between your cups. You can have all the cups. So Libra, a lot of you might be finding that you're beginning to see this, you're beginning to realize this, and you're beginning to see that, not everything is too good to be true, right? That this is possible, that you can have happiness and contentment in every area and every aspect of your life. The next card that's coming up here is the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, we were just talking about stability and security. Holy cannoli. I can't think of a more secure card than Ten of Pentacles. Now, Ten of Pentacles a lot of the times comes up when we are manifesting. It's a card of manifestation. It's like things coming into the physical realm. The things you're dreaming about, the things that you're thinking about, the things that you're putting out there, you're actually seeing them come into fruition. You're actually seeing them taking shape and happening in front of you. Like you're seeing them materialize. Ten of Pentacles, traditionally speaking, is also a card having to do with stability, right? This is a happy home. This is generations coming together. This is holidays and what is it called? Traditions, you know, being observed. This is security or a legacy to leave behind for future generations. This is like you're good, you're set. And so what this is telling me, Libra, is that some of you are breaking out of the feast or famine cycle. And maybe you grew up in that feast or famine cycle where, you know, when money was really good, it was really, really, really good. And when money was bad, it was really bad. Where you were either living the high life or you didn't know where the next meal was going to come from. And you guys were trying to find, a shelter or a place to stay. It may have been very extreme, right? When the money was good, it was really good. When the money was bad, it was really bad. There was never an in-between. And so maybe you got older and now you have better financial circumstances than you grew up with, right? Maybe even though you had such difficult circumstances growing up, that still may have been better circumstances than what your parents or parent had in their childhood. That may have been a step up, right? But now you are advancing to an even better situation where there's no more feast or famine. There's steady security, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Money fluctuates. Money comes and goes, right? You see the big businesses and they report their revenue for the year. And some years they have stellar years where they're just, knocking it out of the park. They're raking it in. And they might have some years where they don't make as much or it's considered to be a slower year. But they're not hurting. They're not scared. They're not worried. The owners of those big businesses aren't stressed out wondering, how they're going to make bills or if they're going to be able to afford to go on vacation that year or if their kids are going to be able to go to college. They're not worried about any of that stuff because they already have this level of achieved security. Everything else is just gravy at that point. And so 10 of Pentacles is telling us you're coming to that level of security where you have the established security and it's stable and everything else is just gravy. Okay? So this is the energy that a lot of you Libras are going to be coming into or that you're going to be manifesting. Okay? I also feel this little doggy is really jumping out at me, my dears and my darlings. And I don't feel that it's something that is a coincidence. Some of you know I've recently rescued a very large dog. I don't think that's the only reason why the dog is jumping out at me. I do feel that Libra, a lot of you might be feeling led or guided, or you might have been thinking about adopting an animal or adopting a pet. I know Spirit kept telling me to do this for like a year before I actually did it. And I feel for some of you, this block to this financial, this block to this happiness in your relationships is going to be healed in the heart chakra. And there could be something about being with this animal that's really opening up your heart, that's really healing the heart chakra, that's really opening you up to receive. I will say this. I'm not going to say it willy-nilly. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, go out there and get a shelter dog. It's great. Everybody go do it tomorrow. It has its challenges. You don't have to get a shelter dog. You can get, another pet. You can get a canary. You can get a I don't know, a lizard, whatever you want, you know, and maybe you don't want to go through a shelter. But keep in mind that it's going to be a lot of responsibility. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to tell people to go do something and then have them be stressed out, or go back to the shelter and return that poor animal and have that animal be abandoned all over again. Pray about it, meditate about it. It is a lot of responsibility. It is a lot of work, especially if you're bringing home an animal that has abandonment issues. And so it's going to take commitment, right? But whatever it is that you're doing in terms of, you know, caring for something or tapping into your nurturing side, maybe you might do it by volunteering to babysit for your friends and family, right? Or maybe you might be doing something that's allowing you to be around nature or be around animals. That's like opening up your heart. I feel for a lot of you there's this opening of the heart, more so than release, more so than grieving, more so than doing shadow work. It's just the heart opening. And maybe for a long time it wasn't safe for your heart to open. But for a lot of you, by tapping into your caring, nurturing side, however you choose to do it, it's opening you up to receive this abundance and this happiness in your relationships and the different aspects of your life. The next card that's coming up here for you, Libra, is the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords can come up in a couple of different ways, and some of you have heard me explain this before. And I'm trying to think who else got Five of Swords. Aries might have gotten five. Yes, I believe it was Aries that got Five of Swords, and I have to chuckle because I'm telling you, Libra, you and Aries come in and out of each other's readings all the time on this channel. And I know a lot of you have said, oh, it's because of me. You know, I'm Libra Sun, Aries Moon, or I'm Aries Sun, Libra Rising, you know, whatever it might be. A lot of you have said that you have both Aries and Libra placements. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, a family member or a parent or something. But this Five of Swords is coming up because it's coming down to two things. There could be a burning of bridges for some of you. It's very clear who and what has been in your way, and you're shaking off who and what has been in your way. And I'm going to be very honest with you, Libra. A lot of you have had a really difficult past few weeks. I'm even going to say past couple of months. Maybe the tail end of 2021 was rough for you guys in terms of like the whole mind over matter thing. Like just kind of feeling hopeless or feeling really drained or feeling like nothing ever is going to get better again. I did a reading for a Libra not that long ago that said beware of psychic attack. It wasn't a negative reading. It came in with a lot of, you know, word from spirit on how to overcome the energy. But this Five of Swords is taking me back to that. Some of you are burning bridges, but you're burning bridges with people that you never thought you would have burned bridges with, because you're realizing that these people are sending a lot of negativity into your life. They have a lot of hatred. They have a lot of bitterness. And it might really surprise you because you might be like, I would expect you out of all people to want to see me happy. I would expect you out of all people to want to see me to succeed. Whether it's a long-time romantic partner, whether it's a parent. Unfortunately, if you're dealing with a parent who might be, or a sibling or a close friend, a lifelong friend who might be a bit of a narcissist, who just can't stand anybody else being in the light, or wanting to control your process or your success. And if you're not doing things their way, then they don't want you to succeed. But I feel, Libra, like a lot of you are realizing the people that are just like sending these you know, these symbolic, not literal, but these figurative daggers. Like they're just shooting these figurative daggers at you every time they're looking at you. And some of you, that might be what tips you off. Like you might just in a moment look over and be like, whoa, like I've never noticed this person looking at me that way before. You might just look over and look at them and see the jealousy, see the resentment, see the coldness of their heart. And you might be like, oh, this person does not mean me well. And so maybe you're burning the bridge, not necessarily by having a big fallout. Maybe you're not even, you know, telling this person off, but you might just be going cold turkey with this person, where you're not spending time with them, you're not telling them about your life. You might even be going into your social media and adjusting your settings so that they're not able to see a lot of your statuses. You might block them altogether. But I feel for a lot of you that this burning of bridges has to do with people that their energy has been bringing you down because they've been sending you so much negativity, right? A lot of cultures believe in the evil eye, right? That jealousy or that resentment, it like curses you in some way. You're not cursed, but if you're an empath and if you're sensitive to energy, you're going to be affected by that. If somebody is constantly sending you these waves of negativity, especially when it's somebody in close proximity or somebody who might be family, it's going to bring you down after a while. And I feel, Libra, like you're going to be able to identify it and you're going to be able to just nip it in the bud and say, I found it. I found where this sadness and this overwhelming energy is coming in from, and I'm nipping it in the bud. And maybe you're not going to have a dramatic falling out with that person, but you are shielding yourself. You are putting up your protection, and you are not letting them have glimpses into your life. The other way, other than the burning of bridges, that the Five of Swords comes up, you might have someone that's seeing you succeed, that's seeing you get ahead. And again, there's that whole kind of bitterness and jealousy dynamic to it. They might have a fear of losing you. They might have a fear of losing control over you if it's a codependent situation. It could even be an employer that sees how much you have grown, how much you've blossomed, how much you've grown to thrive over time. And now you have this experience. You're not this, green little newbie just walked in through the door. You've learned a lot. And they're looking at you like, man, Libra, I've been seeing on the news that all these people are leaving their jobs. They're quitting their jobs. And there's all these job openings that are opening up. Libra could put their resume online tomorrow and they could be coming back and giving me their 2 weeks notice like that. Somebody's going to pick Libra up and they're going to be able to pay Libra more money than I can afford to pay Libra. They're going to be able to give them career advancement or career opportunities, promotions, right? I can't compete with that. So how do they protect themselves? They start to do things and say things that make you feel like you're not good enough. They start to nitpick. They start to criticize. It's a control tactic. In your personal life, this is someone that might be taking these little cheap shots at you, shots fired, right? They're coming in and they're saying things or doing things to push your buttons or to trigger you or to make you feel like you're not good enough so that you lose your confidence and you stay in that bad situation, or you don't reach for something more. You don't reach for something higher. It's a control tactic. So when you find yourself having experiences this week or whenever you stumble upon this reading where all of a sudden you're feeling really bad about yourself, Pay attention. Who were you around? Did that person's energy bring you down? Maybe in that moment somebody says something to you and it really hurts you and you're really triggered by it, and you might be tempted to respond or to argue with that person. I encourage you to instead take a step away if at all possible, and as soon as you can. Maybe you can't do it till you get home later on. That's fine. But as soon as you can, take a step aside and write out what happened. Who was involved? Who was there? What did they say? What did they do? How did it make you feel about yourself? How did it make you feel about life and the world and your whole entire outlook on things? Think as far back as you can in your life. Who in your past has made you feel that way before? Has made you feel this similar kind of way? Why do you think they did it? Do you think that they did it? I'm not going to feed you reasons. But why do you think that these people said and did these things to make you feel this way? What are they gaining from it? Why might they be doing it? Then I want you to write out a forgiveness towards yourself. Maybe you're blaming yourself that, oh, I'm too trusting, or oh, I give them too many chances, or oh, I should have left this situation a long time ago. I'm such an idiot. I'm this, I'm that. Whatever negative thoughts you're having about yourself, turn it around. Write out loving things about yourself. Release yourself from that. Forgive yourself for that. Let it go. And then release and forgive these people, right? You're not coming in and treating me the way that I would have an expectation for you to treat me. You're not fulfilling your obligation or your responsibility as an authority figure or as a parent or as a family member or whatever it might be. But just because I'm not getting that love and support from you, it doesn't mean I'm not going to get it. I'm releasing you of any and all expectation. You go on, you live your life, you do your thing. But I'm going to find what I need elsewhere, and you're not going to hold me back from that. You are not the source to my success. You are not the source to my self-esteem. You are not the source to my happiness. Right? Release some of any expectation. Write out a forgiveness to them. And then at the end of it, close it off by writing down how you're choosing to feel about yourself from now on, how you're choosing to view the situation from now on, and how you're choosing to, the outlook you're choosing to have moving forward. If you can take the time to do this, those buttons, those triggers are going to be deactivated. So no matter how many times they push them and go reaching for them, they're not going to have that same power or control over you ever again. You're not going to have those triggers anymore. Okay? So I feel like a lot of you are disconnecting from the things that have been holding you back by way of burdening you, weighing you down, making you feel like you're not good enough, making you feel like, you don't matter, making you feel like you're not important, or whatever it might be. Anything that's been diminishing or taking away or downplaying your successes or your accomplishments. The next card coming up here for you, my dears, is the Knight of Cups. Now, again, as I've said, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance, and they see the Knight of Cups and they think, player, Don Juan, I don't want that. The Knight of Cups, poor Knight of Cups, means so much more than that, especially when we're not looking at love and romance. The Knight of Cups is about the pursuit of the things that make your heart smile. It's going into life with a sense of beauty and awe and adventure, and going after the things that bring you joy. I feel like a lot of you are attracting abundance and coming into really solid relationships and friendships and opportunities by pursuing your bliss, pursuing the things that bring you joy. getting into your hobbies, tapping into your creativity, tapping into books and music and art that inspires you and gives you a sense of joy. It's opening you up to receive, right? So it's like this whole new lease on life. It's like this quest for joy and adventure and beauty. And I feel there's so much beauty coming into your life as a result. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks it might resonate for you more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which you can schedule with me at calendly.com/amethystangelite. 2022 forecasts and love readings for January are linked in the description. Happy New Year, Libras. Take care.